Financial minimalism is a popular lifestyle trend where one reduces possessions and lives a cleaner, more simplified version of their home. It also extends to other areas of life similar to frugality as a way of life and not just to save money. We covered 10 secrets of frugal living that you may not have heard before and promises to reveal bigger secrets at the end. Number 1. It's not about appearances. With how much financial minimalism revolves around aesthetic value, it may be surprising to discover that all that stuff is missing the point. If you're getting rid of belongings and calling it financial minimalism, or you just need to limit spending for a little while, that is definitely not what this lifestyle is all about. Living a frugal and efficient life takes time, care, and maybe most of all, consideration. Most human beings are hoarders, at least statistically speaking, and we tend to want to bring everything along with us. For many people, getting rid of an old car with sentimental value or selling a property that really meant something to you can be difficult, but that really needs to be done in order to prevent clutter. Being a minimalist is about eliminating any part of your life containing fluff or added elements, and there are different kinds of clutter too. There's emotional clutter, mental clutter, and physical clutter, all of which can slow things down unnecessarily. So if you are really serious about entering into this kind of lifestyle, it's important to realize that the journey has to be for you and not for appearances or attention. Number 2, form a better relationship with your finances. A lot of the people who try and embrace a frugal and balanced lifestyle struggle at the beginning. From the outside, frugal and minimalist lifestyles seem like an easy way to get rid of the burden of finances. But the truth is actually the opposite. In order to rid yourself of clutter, and in order to really enjoy a more restrained kind of life, you are going to have to look at your fears around money first. It's not uncommon to be afraid of finances or to be stressed about making the right choices all the time. If you just try and follow minimalist teachings without embracing the change, you are setting yourself up for failure. Instead, try and become more confident with how you spend and save money, and try and focus on the good financial decisions you've made in your life and not just the bad ones. The truth is, we all make mistakes as we grow older and gain a better understanding around money. But you're never going to be able to overcome those mistakes if you don't accept responsibility and, most of all, move on from it. Number 3, take your time easing into it. We've touched a lot on the mindset of a frugal life, but financial minimalism is as much about the act of doing it as it is the feelings surrounding it. The first step that most minimalists will take is to change up their living space, which is a great, if perhaps a bit misguided, first step. You can definitely start with your home, and there isn't anything wrong with that. It's a place that is separate from your other responsibilities and an environment you have full control over, and so it makes sense, but you want to be careful about how you go about things. Try to take a close and deliberate look at all of the furniture and belongings that you have out, and see if you can capture an image of yourself from an outside perspective. For many people, this can make it easy to get rid of possessions, since it doesn't feel as much like they are throwing away memories or that kind of thing. Being your own harshest critic can save you from making a bad decision with good intentions too, such as getting rid of a couch only to realize a few days later that you actually probably needed it and buying another one. The key here is to save money, not burn through more of it, and so make sure you take your time when transitioning into a minimalistic way of life. Number 4, shop used first. Before we get to that, I would like to introduce the sponsor of this video, the Frugal Living Handbook. Our comprehensive ebook covers everything you need to know about living a frugal and rewarding life, including creating a budget, identifying areas for cost cutting, and much more. Order our ebook via the first link in the video description and start your journey towards financial stability and security. Now let's get back into the video. One of the shared points between frugal people and those practicing minimalism is the idea that used is the best way to go. That doesn't just mean cars or clothes either, but also furniture, dishes, and really anything you can safely recycle. In terms of minimalism, this makes sense, as you are reusing a product rather than creating a new one just for yourself. And it also will save you quite a bit of money too. In almost every case imaginable, buying a used product is significantly cheaper than buying that same product new, and a lot of times the difference between the products is minimal at best. Shopping used may not seem like the fanciest thing to do in the world, and it probably isn't. But that doesn't stop billionaires like Warren Buffett from using this tactic in their own lives, even with so much money at their disposal. And like we said up top, the people that do best with a minimalist or frugal kind of life are the people that actually enjoy it, and not the ones worried to death about what others think. Number 5. Don't let deals pass you by, but don't get blinded by them either. Balancing your desire to live a clutter-free life as well as trying to get maximum value on every purchase can often leave a person feeling conflicted. In times like these, you're going to have to rely on good judgment to lead you to the right decision, because the answer will very much be on a case-to-case basis. If you see something on sale that you feel like you just have to have, then you may be tempted to buy it on the spot. But there's more to it than that if you are also trying to live a minimalist life. Once you find something that you know you want, it's time to ask if it's something necessary and if it will improve your life. This will help you from piling on purchases to things you already own and can save you from having to throw away possessions as much as possible. Number 6. Don't let others sway you. One of the biggest secrets to living any kind of lifestyle effectively is to believe in it 100%. As humans, we are always going to seek confirmation or opinions from others, but that doesn't mean that we should let it have any pull during decision-making time. Only you can live your life the way that you want, and so why would you listen to others? Embracing a style such as minimalism can sometimes come with questions and even assumptions that you didn't ask for and don't really want. But as long as you have built up the foundation for this life to the point you feel secure and comfortable, you shouldn't feel like you have to answer for anything. Number 7. Don't commit to this life for less than a year. We'll get to that in a second. I have a favor to ask of you. If you like this video so far, please subscribe to the channel. A common story within the financial minimalist community is where a person will go back and forth on their decision multiple times before actually discovering how good it is for them. While the end result is great, you can save yourself a lot of moving and a lot of money if you just commit right away. Any uncertainty you have before deciding to live a minimalist life will only grow as the days turn to weeks, and it can cause a lot of people to freak out and go back to their old way of living. The problem is, you probably went down that path for a reason to begin with. Either you were interested or maybe you weren't fully happy with your life before, and those feelings will come up again. Give yourself anywhere between 6 months and a year before you make any decision on whether a frugal lifestyle is for you, because it roughly takes that amount of time to establish the habits necessary to feel comfortable. Number 8. Cut out any vices beforehand. Like we said a little while ago, the transition is the hardest part. That's why it's so important that you go into the change with a positive mindset, and why you should try and cut out anything that may get in your way. Expenses that you aren't proud of, like cigarettes or alcohol, are only going to become more glaring as you continue to cut away more and more costs from your budget. For many people, it's hardest to look at vices on their expense sheet because it really hammers home just how taxing it can be on your life and how much it can keep you from being able to do. That's why it's usually a good idea to go in and slash away anything like that before starting, as it only becomes more intense as you go along. Number 9. Reward yourself every once in a while. Positive reinforcement is a great way to build good habits. Just look at dogs for proof of that. We are able to train those animals to do truly amazing things armed with only a handful of treats and a smile on our face. As humans, we may not want to admit it, but building habits in our own lives is about as easy to do. By patting yourself on the back or getting yourself a treat or splurge purchase after a milestone, you can make it easier for you to transition into a frugal lifestyle. And so try and figure out what it is that motivates you and see how you can get into the habit of rewarding yourself with positive reinforcement. Number 10. Don't go in with financial expectations until you know what it's like. Perhaps the best piece of advice we can give you is also the easiest to follow as well. No matter what the reason is for you to suddenly pursue a more frugal lifestyle, you should be proud of yourself for setting your mind to it. Don't throw in goals right out the gate, such as how much you think you're going to save or anything like that, as that just puts more pressure on you right away. Give yourself some time to catch your stride, and then you can start to motivate yourself with financial gains and that sort of thing.